Taylor Swift, a name that resonates across the globe. Is there anyone who doesn't know her name? She's everywhere, from the radio to your favorite streaming service. Her presence is undeniable, and her influence immeasurable. From dominating the music charts to gracing the covers of countless magazines, she's the epitome of success in the modern music industry. Her songs consistently top the charts, breaking records and setting new standards. Her tours? They sell out in mere minutes, with fans clamoring for a chance to see her live. And her fans? They're not just any fans. They're a force to be reckoned with, a community bound by their love for Taylor. They're called Swifties, and their devotion is nothing short of legendary. They wear their fandom proudly, with merchandise, face paint, and an unyielding spirit. Taylor's rise to fame has been nothing short of meteoric. From her humble beginnings to her current status as a global icon, her journey is inspiring. She transitioned from a country darling to a pop princess seemingly overnight, capturing the hearts of millions along the way. And with each step she took, her fan base grew larger and more devoted, creating a phenomenon that transcends music. They connect with her music on a deep, emotional level. Her lyrics resonate with their personal experiences, their heartbreaks, and their joys. Her words speak to them, offering solace and understanding. It's this connection that makes the Swifties so powerful and united. It's this deep emotional bond that fuels their passion and dedication. They see themselves in her songs, and that makes all the difference. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? The Swifties are known for their positive impact, often organizing charitable events and supporting causes close to Taylor's heart. However, the line between fandom and obsession can sometimes be blurry. The intensity of their devotion can lead to moments of overzealous behavior. And sometimes, that line gets crossed, leading to situations that can be overwhelming for both the fans and Taylor herself. We've seen it happen time and time again in the world of celebrity. The pressure and scrutiny can be immense. Fans can become overly invested in the lives of their idols, sometimes forgetting that these stars are human beings with their own boundaries and needs. It's important to remember that celebrities are human beings, just like us. They deserve privacy and respect, even as we celebrate their talents. Taylor's story is a fascinating look at the dynamics of fame. It's a tale of incredible highs and crushing lows, of triumphs and challenges. It's about the joy of performing and the exhaustion that comes with it. It's about the love she receives and the pressures she faces. It's about the deep bond between an artist and their fans, a relationship built on mutual respect and admiration. And it's about the importance of finding a balance. For Taylor, for the Swifties, and for all of us. We need to celebrate the good, but also acknowledge the potential pitfalls. It's a delicate dance, but one that's worth navigating. Because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to navigate this crazy thing called life. And in doing so, we find connection, joy, and sometimes a bit of magic. Swifties are passionate, there's no denying that. They love Taylor fiercely, and they're not afraid to show it. They camp out for days to get concert tickets. They create elaborate fan art and videos. They dissect her lyrics for hidden meanings, and they defend her honor with a vengeance. This level of devotion is impressive. It's a testament to the power of Taylor's music and her connection with her fans. But it can also be a double-edged sword. When fans become too invested, it can lead to unhealthy behaviors. Cyberbullying, for example, has become a real problem within the fandom. We've seen Swifties attack anyone who dares to criticize their idol. Journalists, fellow celebrities, even random people on the internet have become targets of their wrath. This kind of behavior is unacceptable. It's one thing to defend someone you admire. It's another thing entirely to engage in harassment and bullying. It's important for fans to remember that Taylor doesn't need them to fight her battles. She's a strong, independent woman who can handle herself. What she needs from her fans is love and support, not blind loyalty. True fans respect her boundaries and understand that she's human. Remember when Taylor and Joe Jonas broke up? It was a moment that shook the pop culture world. It was 2008, and the world was still getting used to the idea of social media. Platforms like MySpace and Facebook were just starting to gain traction, and Twitter was in its infancy. Taylor, being the open book that she is, wrote a song about the breakup. She channeled her emotions into her music, as she often does, creating a deeply personal and relatable piece. And not just any song, but Forever and Always, a scathing indictment of Joe's actions. The lyrics were raw and unfiltered, capturing the heartbreak and betrayal she felt. The song became an instant hit, and Swifties everywhere rallied around their girl. They felt her pain and wanted to support her in any way they could. They flooded Joe's social media with angry messages. The comments were relentless, with fans expressing their disappointment and anger. They called him out in interviews. Every time Joe appeared in public, he was bombarded with questions about the breakup. They basically made his life a living hell. The constant scrutiny and negative attention took a toll on him. It was a prime example of how fan devotion could turn toxic. What started as support for Taylor quickly morphed into a campaign against Joe. Now, I'm not saying Joe didn't play a part in the breakup. Relationships are complicated, and both parties usually share some of the blame. Every story has two sides. It's important to remember that we often don't know the full picture. But the point is, the fans took it too far. Their passion turned into aggression and they crossed a line. They turned a private matter into a public spectacle. The breakup became a topic of public debate, with everyone weighing in on who was right and who was wrong. And they made Joe the villain without knowing all the facts. He was judged and condemned based on one side of the story. This incident taught us a valuable lesson about the dangers of fan culture. It showed us how quickly things can spiral out of control when fans feel personally invested in a celebrity's life. It showed us how quickly things can spiral out of control when fans feel personally invested in a celebrity's life. The intensity of their emotions can lead to actions that are harmful and unfair. It's a reminder that we need to be mindful of our actions and treat others with respect even when we disagree with them. We should support our idols without tearing others down. In the end, both Taylor and Joe moved on with their lives. They grew from the experience and continued to create music that resonates with millions. As fans, we should celebrate their growth and their art, rather than getting caught up in their personal lives. Let's appreciate the music and the joy it brings us. After all, music is meant to bring us together, not drive us apart. Let's remember to keep the focus on the positive and support our favorite artists in a healthy, respectful way. Section 4. Living in a Perfect World. Taylor's music and the pressure it creates. Taylor's music is deeply personal. She writes about her own experiences, her own heartbreaks, her own triumphs. And that's what makes her so relatable. Her fans see themselves in her songs. They feel like they know her. But this intimacy can also create unrealistic expectations. When Taylor sings about perfect love or fairy tale endings, it sets a certain standard. Fans start to believe that this is what love should look like. They hold their own relationships up to this idealized version of romance. And when reality doesn't match up, they're disappointed. It's important to remember that Taylor is a songwriter. She's telling stories. These stories may be inspired by her life, but they're not always an accurate reflection of it. Just because she sings about finding the one doesn't mean that every relationship has to end in happily ever after. We need to separate the art from the artist. We can enjoy Taylor's music without buying into the fantasy. Love is messy and complicated. It's not always picture perfect, and that's okay. Section 5. Reputation in Ruins, Navigating Public Scrutiny and Shifting Fan Loyalty. Taylor's career hasn't been without its controversies. From her early days in the spotlight, she has faced intense public scrutiny. Every move she made, every word she uttered, was analyzed and dissected by the media and the public alike. She's been embroiled in feuds, accused of playing the victim, and criticized for her political silence. These controversies often overshadowed her musical achievements, creating a complex narrative around her public persona. And each time, her fans have been there to defend her. They stood by her side, unwavering in their support, creating a protective shield around their idol. But the Reputation era was different. It marked a significant shift in Taylor's career and public image. The album, released in 2017, was a direct response to the backlash Taylor had faced in the preceding years. It was her way of reclaiming her narrative and addressing the controversies head-on. It was darker, angrier, and more defiant than anything she'd released before. The music and the visuals were a stark departure from her previous work, signaling a new chapter in her artistic journey. And it divided her fan base. The bold new direction was polarizing, sparking intense debates among her followers. Some fans embraced this new, edgier Taylor. They saw it as a sign of her growth and maturity, appreciating her willingness to take risks and evolve as an artist. They felt that this new era was a reflection of her resilience and strength, qualities they admired and resonated with. Others, however, felt like she'd abandoned the values she once stood for. They longed for the old Taylor, the one who sang about love and heartbreak with a sense of innocence and vulnerability. They missed the old Taylor, the one who sang about love and heartbreak. For them, the Reputation era was a departure from the authenticity they cherished. This shift in fan reaction highlights the challenges of maintaining a public image. Celebrities are constantly evolving, and their fan bases evolve with them, sometimes in unexpected ways. As celebrities evolve, so too do their fans. What resonates with one group may alienate another, creating a delicate balance that is difficult to maintain. What resonates with one group may alienate another. The diverse reactions to Taylor's Reputation era underscore the complexity of fan loyalty and the ever-changing dynamics of celebrity culture. And it's impossible to please everyone. No matter how hard a celebrity tries, there will always be those who are dissatisfied or critical. Taylor's experience during the Reputation era is a reminder that fame is a fickle beast. It can be both rewarding and punishing, often in equal measure. It's a constant balancing act. Navigating public scrutiny while staying true to oneself is a challenge that every celebrity faces. And sometimes, you have to be willing to lose fans in order to stay true to yourself. Taylor's journey through the Reputation era exemplifies the courage it takes to stand firm in one's convictions, even in the face of widespread criticism.